Bless you.
Love you.
Well, hello there, my beautiful friends. Today we are going to be revisiting something that I have not done in quite a while here on my channel, which is Pay or Stay Away. Yes, it has been freaking forever, and we have some new releases to chat about today, so if you are interested in seeing what is new in the makeup world, then go ahead and keep on watching, and let's jump right on in. I know, you're probably thinking, where the hell have you been? Who even are you? It has legitimately been like a month since I've done Pay or Stay Away, which is insane because I did it every single week for probably a year and a half. But to be honest, I got a little burnt out on it. I feel like I was just repeating myself every time I did a Pay or Stay Away. I didn't really feel like my ideas and my thoughts were like fresh and new. So I took a bit of a hiatus from Pay or Stay Away and I feel bad about it. I'm sorry, but I really do feel bad about it. It's been so freaking long and I feel like that break did me some good. I feel like I have my thoughts together now. They're not just the same thing recycled again and again every single week. I have some actual original thoughts because I took a little bit of a step back from makeup for about a month. Sometimes you need to take a step back from things, and I definitely needed a little makeup break, but I am back with new ideas, folks, and I feel refreshed, I feel restored. So again, I am really sorry, and thank you so much for sticking through this with me and being patient and waiting for me to come back here. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. But let's go ahead and get into the releases. I'll just shut my mouth here and stop talking about my personal life. Let's get into what you guys are here for, which is the makeup. One more thing before we get started. You can go ahead and fast forward through this if you don't want to hear about my freaking hair extensions. But if you have ever had hair extensions before, let me know in the comments below and let me know the struggle that you have with them, because I had them for 3.5, almost 4 freaking years on my head, tape and extensions that were overgrown and nasty and terrible, and I finally got them out after literally 3.5 years. It is the most freeing thing in the entire world, and I just had to tell you guys about it here because I am so happy and so excited about it. And this is my actual hair. It's actually long, so that's pretty cool. But I digress. Let's go ahead and jump on into the releases, and we're getting started here with one of my favorite indie brands in the entire world, and that is Touch of Glam Beauty. I've talked about them like 1.5 million times here on my channel, and they just came out with some new multidimensional shifters. Now, they do have some already in their line, or I should say she has some in her line, but these are some new ones, and they have been reformulated. These are basically eyeshadow toppers, and you can wear them on their own. They do look pretty pigmented just off of the first swatches that I saw on her Instagram, so I do think you can wear them on their own, but they are marketed as an eyeshadow / eyeshadow topper, so they probably are a bit more sheer, which, you know me, I am a-okay with that. I love those types of formulas, and these look absolutely beautiful. Now, there are 11 new shades, and they are available right now. You can pick them up in a bundle for all 11, which is usually 85 bucks, but right now it's on sale for 51 bucks from when I am filming this. Gotta love Cyber Monday, folks. Now, you can pick these up as a single shadow as well if you just want 1 or 2 of them, and they usually retail for $8.50. From what I'm seeing right now, they are retailing for about $5, like $5.11 or something. I can't remember. I looked at it earlier, and I'm too lazy to look it up again. So there are a bunch of different colors to choose from in this launch. We have yellow, we have orange, we have blue, purple, teal, navy, forest green. We have a buttload of different colors, and they are all super beautiful, but I have 3 that were my favorite and that really stuck out to me. The shade Pinky Swear, which was a dark mauve with a red shift. The shade Pixie got a makeover, which is an adorable name, and that is a grass green with a pink and red shift with sparkles in it. And my final favorite of the bunch is a shade called Neon Who, which is a bright blue based pink with a purple to blue shift and sparkle. They are all absolutely gorgeous, but I went ahead and picked up 1 out of the 3 that were my favorite, Pinky Swear, which is that beautiful rosy mauve shade with a red shift. I feel like I don't have a whole lot of rosy mauves, and every time I wear one, I'm just like, why don't I have more of these? Why don't I wear this more often? So I figured I would go ahead and pick that one up. I had to resist getting that beautiful blue based pink because I have 1.5 million pink, and I know I already own this shade. Everyone and their mama knows that I already own this shade, so I went ahead and picked up a color that was pretty neutral that I feel like I could wear often. that I don't really have a whole lot of. So I am really excited to get that in the mail and try it out. I have liked literally everything that I tried from Touch of Glam Beauty in the past, so I have a feeling I'm going to be a big fan of this, but we'll have to wait and see. But so far, these look very, very promising. So the next makeup release is from Mr. Controversial himself, Jeffree Star. Now, we are not going to talk controversies today. We are just going to talk makeup here. He recently dropped the Extreme Frost highlighters. Now, I believe that these dropped on Thanksgiving, or maybe they dropped on Black Friday. I don't know. All I know is that they sold out very, very, very quickly. Now, I was honestly kind of in shock when I saw the price of these highlighters. $50 for one highlight. And considering Jeffree Star typically sells his highlighters for, I believe, $29 to $32, that is a huge price gap. That's like an $18 price gap. At least I think it is. I'm not exactly the best at math, but you get what I'm saying. That is a very, very big price jump from what he typically prices his highlighters at. Now, these new highlights do come in a vegan white leather box that's very luxe looking. It's very minimalistic yet chic looking, if you will. Now, there are 3 different shades to choose from out of the line, and this is a new formula for him, the Extreme Frost formula. So he already has the Supreme Frost and the Skin Frost, and now he has the Extreme Frost. They all sound very similar. Some people might not like that there's so many different formulas of highlighters, and might question, why is there so many different formulas? I'm not necessarily opposed to that because people like different things. Some people like a subtle highlight, some people like a very shiny and sparkly highlight like me. So I'm not opposed to having a bunch of different formulas. I think that's totally fine. I'm just confused about the price gap, but I mean, I'm not Jeffree Star. I do not know what goes on behind the scenes in that man's lab, and I do know that certain pigments and pearls and whatnot that go into highlighters and eyeshadow in general can vary in price, so that's probably why it's more expensive. Plus, it does come in that luxe vegan leather box, so I guess I can understand why it's more expensive. I just don't understand why it's literally almost $20 more expensive. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 different shades to choose from. I'm not really gonna repeat the names of the highlighters themselves just because they're very sexually kind of explicit, if you will, and not like there's anything wrong with that, but my mom watches my videos and it would just be a little uncomfortable. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to refrain from saying the actual names of the highlighters, but there is a beautiful kind of green gold iridescent shade. There is a more blue toned iridescent, and then finally we have the most beautiful shade of them all, which has the ever charming name Like My Glit. Okay, I see you, Jeffree Star. It's very on brand for him. It's just not really my cup of tea as far as names go, but that's not the makeup product. The makeup product itself is to die for as far as I can see. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of the prettiest makeup releases I think I've seen all year. That is a huge statement, okay? It is absolutely gorgeous. This highlighter looks like it has an iridescent kind of white base to it that is super, super shimmery, and then it seems to have an orangey yellow reflect that shifts to a beautiful hot pink. Oh my god, I'm looking at this highlight and all I can think is JD Glow's Chaos. That is what I'm wearing right now. I own 2 compacts of that highlight. That is the first highlighter that I've ever used up entirely, like legit. I used up an entire pan, an entire giant like hockey puck sized pan of JD Glow's Chaos. I'm wearing it right now. I always throw a little bit of it in no matter what I'm wearing, no matter what highlighter. I always just dip my brush into it and just grab a little bit because it just gives you a little bit of something extra. Sometimes I'm feeling a little crazy and I go for just a straight up trichromatic highlight that people are like, whoa, lady, clown makeup, stop it. Highlight is way too in my face. Personally, I love it. Sometimes when I'm feeling a bit more subtle and subdued, I will mix it together with things, but there's always just a hint of that trichromatic, goldy, yellowy, orangey, pink going on in the background. It is my favorite highlight, hands down. It'll probably always be my favorite highlight. I love it so much. But this is giving me those vibes. This looks absolutely insane. It looks so freaking beautiful, and I am so incredibly upset that I missed out on it. I think I went on his website like 5 hours after Trendmood had initially posted that it was live and ready to rock and roll, and I missed it. Apparently, according to Jeffree Star's Instagram, it sold out really, really fast, and that they are going to be restocking all 3 highlighters in 2020. 2020, that could be any time. It could be any time. I'm gonna assume early 2020, but I am just an impatient Polly over here. I just want to get my hands on this, put it all over my face, all over my collarbones, my shoulders. I want to take a bath in it. It's gorgeous. But the Jeffree Star Extreme Frost highlighters will most definitely be making an appearance in my makeup collection sometime in the near future. hopefully. So the next makeup release is from an absolutely amazing indie brand, Beauty Bar Baby, which is another indie brand that I have just talked your ear off about here on my channel. They recently came out with the Chameleon Eye and Face palettes. Now these are available now, and right now, as of Cyber Monday, they are retailing for $15 each, but I believe they're gonna go up to about 20 bucks year round, and these are available for pre-order right now. There are 4 different palettes to choose from, and as the name would state, these are all chameleon shifting colors that are in these palettes. In each palette there are 3 different shades, and obviously the name says it all. You can wear these on the eyes, you can wear them on the face. The possibilities are endless. Now, as I stated, there are 4 different palettes. There is the palette called Happy, which consists of purpley pinky tones. There is Blue Lightning, which has blue kind of green hues. There is Peach Nectar, which has a nice mix of peachy pink and then an interesting purple in there. And then finally we have Firefly, which looks to me like a green gold kind of shifting palette. But I did something kind of bad that I know I shouldn't have done, because I kind of just purchased something and threw my money at something because I was trying to fill a void for the Jeffree Star highlighter that I couldn't get my hands on. Yeah, I went ahead and picked up the palette in Peach Nectar, which is that beautiful peachy purple toned palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. There is a shade in there that is giving me JD Glow Chaos vibes yet again. And I went ahead and picked this up knowing that I'm going to basically try to get a dupe of it via the Jeffree Star highlighter, and I really should just avoid altogether purchasing things that I know that I already own or that I know that I'm going to own in the future. But these were only 15 bucks. You get a nice variety of interesting shades there. And I love purples, I love peaches, I love pinks, and this has all of it thrown into one. Honestly, I could have picked up that beautiful pinky purple one too. The palette called Happy, that is an absolutely beautiful palette. I definitely could have picked that one up as well, but I was trying to show a bit of restraint. Didn't really work out too well, but I take what I can get. And I know I love Beauty Bar Baby's formula. I recently got one of their Chameleon highlighters, and it is absolutely stunning. So I think I'm gonna really like this, and I definitely think it's going to fill the void of the Jeffree Star $50 highlight until I can get my hands on that. Not like I'm trying to compare them, but you get what I'm saying. I just needed to have something like that in my collection now, and so I went to this. But I think I'm gonna really enjoy these because these look absolutely beautiful, and I will most definitely be doing a video on them as soon as they arrive in these grubby little hands here. And I have been talking long enough, so let's go ahead and wrap up here with the very last release for this week, which is from, surprise, surprise, freaking Colourpop yet again has dropped another collection. Although this collection I find to be very enticing and intriguing and very tempting, but this is the new Ulta exclusive butterfly collection. Now they dropped a butterfly collection like site-wide, Colourpop, Ulta I believe, and anywhere else that sells Colourpop. They dropped that, I think, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at the latest, like that's pushing it. And this is basically the second part of that collection, but this collection is significantly larger than that first initial drop. So I'm kind of confused about why they didn't just drop everything all at once, or drop the smaller collection on Ulta's website and drop the larger main collection on Colourpop's site. Seems kind of backwards to me. But like I said, I do not work at Colourpop. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes over at that crazy factory. I bet it's hectic as all hell to be an employee there. Probably very fun though. Nonetheless, this collection is available now, and there is so many different things in this collection. It's pretty large. There are some new lashes that they came out with for $8 each. I must have totally missed when they started coming out with lashes. I haven't personally taken the time to actually look at them. I think $8 is a pretty good price though. Now, they also came out with these Super Shock Trios for $15 each. Now, these trios consist of the Super Shock formula, but there's also pressed Super Shock glitter formulas in here as well, so you do get one glitter, I believe, per little set. There are 3 different sets to choose from out of these Super Shock sets. There is a mauve toned one, which is gorgeous. There is a kind of warmer brown toned one, and the last one to me looks almost identical to that first mauve set here. It's basically almost the same exact color scheme, except instead of a pearly kind of pinky white, there is a gunmetal gray. Now, on top of all of that, they dropped 3 eyeshadow palettes, which are all very beautiful, I have to say. Now, these palettes retail for $18 each, and you get 12 different shades in each palette. I'm pretty sure that these palettes started out being like 15 bucks when they first launched, or maybe even a little cheaper, and they've gotten slowly and progressively more expensive, so that scares me a bit because I like not spending an arm and a leg for Colourpop. Not like 18 bucks is an arm and a leg, but I don't like change, okay? But I digress. The first palette from Colourpop is called Butter Me Up. Now this palette is very mauve-y and almost berry toned, but it is super, super smoky and deep and intense. These colors look very rich, and I feel like this would be the most beautiful palette for people of color, people with deeper skin tones, or even if you're lighter skin tone like me and you want something that's a bit smokier yet still kind of berryish, this is totally going to be that palette for you. The next palette is called A Flutter. This is a warm toned, kind of reddish, orangey, corally toned palette. Cute. We've seen it before, but it's cute. And finally, we have Gimme Butterflies, which is my personal favorite. It's real cute. It is a kind of mauve-y, kind of gunmetal-y gray toned palette, but it's definitely lighter than Butter Me Up. I feel like Butter Me Up is definitely the smokier sister of Gimme Butterflies. And that happens to be the palette that I splurged the $18 on. I know I don't need any of these colors, but my god, are they beautiful or what? Just the arrangement of shades in here is very enticing. It really grabbed me and made me believe that I needed to purchase this. Now, upon looking at my collection yesterday, I realized that I own all of these shades, but I mean, they're all nicely put together in a little palette for me, and $18 is not breaking the bank by any means. So I think that this is going to be something that I really enjoy. I have been reaching for mauves and berries and rose golds a lot lately, so I feel like this is something that's going to really complement that and just, you know, make it easier for me. I don't have to go searching through a bunch of palettes to find these shades that I want to use. They're kind of all there for me, and Colourpop curated them and put them together for me. Made my life a little bit easier. I also really, really love the beautiful kind of bubblegummy pink shade that's in there. I think from what I can tell, it looks like a Super Shock formula. I'm really hoping that it's a Super Shock formula because I really enjoyed the Super Shock formula from one of their palettes that they came out with last year. I really enjoyed the pressed pan version of it. It was ultra shimmery, ultra sparkly, so I'm really, really hoping, fingers crossed, that this is the same kind of formula. Nonetheless, did I need this palette? No. Did I purchase this palette and do I think I'm going to really enjoy it? Absolutely. But I've been talking for legitimately an hour here. My throat is dry. My cat is snoring in the background. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, but let me know in the comments, as you guys always do, what are you gonna be picking up for this week? Do you agree with me on some of these crazy ideas that I just spewed out all over the internet, or do you feel differently? And if you enjoyed Pay or Stay Away and you are interested in keeping up with me every single week talking about what is hitting the makeup market, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you found the video enjoyable, helpful, if you just liked watching it, I would absolutely love it if you gave me a big old thumbs up. It helps out tiny microscopic YouTubers such as myself. So if you choose to do so, then thank you so much. I appreciate the living heck out of you. But with that being said, I hope that you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful day wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!